How did Laird Superfood do in navigating the big waves of Wall Street in year one of being a publicly traded company? For those not aware of Laird Superfood, they are a fairly new brand. They were co-founded in 2015 by namesake Laird Hamilton, which is best known as the greatest all-time big wave surfer. What exactly is Laird Superfood? They are an emerging consumer products platform focused on manufacturing and marketing highly differentiated plant-based functional CPG. There's a trifecta of CPG trends benefiting Laird Superfood. They are within the better for you, plant-based and functional sections of the industry. Within the CPG category, there has been an ongoing secular shift from highly processed legacy products that demonstrate little nutritional benefit to now nutritional, natural, functional, and plant-based alternatives. Laird Superfood has 3 product platforms primarily. The first one is within their SuperFood Creamers. There is a $3 billion creamer total addressable market. Laird Superfood has both powdered and liquid creamers, and these include functional ingredients such as turmeric, cacao, aquamin, and functional mushrooms. There's also a hydration and beverage enhancers that they have. This is a $6.6 billion hydration total addressable market that they're attacking. They have all natural coconut-based hydration products, performance mushroom products, an Activate Daily Jumpstart product, and a newly launched plant-based protein and daily greens product. The third product platform is their coffee, tea, and hot chocolate. There is an $89 billion coffee total addressable market they're attacking. This is primarily through their InstaFuel line of coffee and tea that incorporate Laird Superfood Creamers within them. They also have functional hot chocolate and additional functional coffee products. What does Laird Superfood's high-level financial data look like? If we're looking just at the 2020 quarter 4 revenue that was just announced, they had $7.3 million. That was up 75% year over year, but this was down 4% quarter over quarter. Now, if we look at this from a full 2020 fiscal year revenue, that was $26 million, which was up 98% year over year. Now, taking the revenue and breaking it down by category, if we look at this just through the last quarter, coffee creamers made up the majority of their sales at 62.5%. Coffee, tea, and hot chocolate made up 22% of the total sales. Hydration and beverage enhancements made up 12% of the sales. And then there was another category that made up 3.5% of total sales. Now, if we break revenue down by channel in quarter 4, online made up the bulk of their revenue at 61%, wholesale made up 37%, food service made up 2%. Now, I do want to talk a little bit further around their online channel. This is their kind of crown jewel of the business. They're very confident in their online business. They believe they are best in class and honestly the best in the food industry in terms of their online performance. While I totally respect and appreciate the positivity coming from leadership and them really kind of being aggressive as a challenger brand, I don't necessarily agree with them being the best in the food channel. I definitely think they have a pretty strong, growing online business, but going to that full extent of the best, I'm not exactly sure I could subscribe to that. But just to kind of expand a little bit and explain maybe why they do believe that, they had 192% growth year over year in 2020 with new customer acquisition. In quarter 4, that went up to over 200% year over year. So not only did they gain customers because of some of the things that were happening with the COVID-19 effect where people were shopping online, but it wasn't just that like pantry loading COVID-19 effect kind of bubble that was happening. They were able to continue and actually increase their new customer acquisition as the year went on. Retention for Laird Superfood is about 33% for the brand, so this is above the industry average. They also have a very strong subscription business. I think it's about a third of their online business is through their subscription model. And they were able to grow subscriptions throughout 2020 at 184% year over year. Now, though they have very strong kind of aspirations offline, and I'll kind of describe a little bit of that next, they do believe that they're going to be able to keep the online to offline mix at above 50% on the online side. Now, this is kind of one of those other things that I don't necessarily subscribe to long term. I definitely think over the next year, maybe 2 years, they will be able to keep that mix going. But as some of their products do really well in physical retail and they start to get some velocity, especially in maybe their liquid coffee creamer product, I definitely think that mix is going to kind of swing to the other side and kind of be focused on that physical wholesale channel. Talking about the wholesale channel, they are currently at around 7,100 locations nationwide. Their goal is to get up to about 20,000 retail locations. So they've been growing those pretty consistently, and they have recently launched new products that should do extremely well and gain some more retail distribution points in 2021. Though the COVID-19 effect really kind of knocked out the food service kind of lineup for Laird Superfood and a lot of other companies, Laird Superfood is building kind of a platform that they are having some commercial equipment as well at coffee shops, at retailers, at offices, and their goal is to really kind of create brand awareness and trialing with the kind of most influential and kind of the closest to their customer bases, where they're going to be able to then bring them into the Laird Superfood brand, and hopefully they'll go out and try to buy those products to stock at home as well. I want to touch on gross margins, kind of vertical integration of the company, and contract manufacturing. And talking about like gross margins, this has been something that I mentioned in the last video with Laird Superfood. They are having some kind of margin struggles, and it's mostly because of the business model and just the operating model, how they've kind of set up their business. In Q4, the gross margins were 26.2, so that's quite low, especially when you're talking about powders business primarily. This was down 1,260 basis points year over year, so that's a massive decrease. So let me explain to you kind of what is happening. First, they did have higher shipping costs. Most businesses had higher shipping costs, but they also made a decision to have free shipping on their website, and because of that, that was like a ton of what really hurt their gross margins. I think they said about 900 basis points came from both higher shipping costs coming from them in terms of just the Q4 holiday shipmageddon stuff that was happening with a lot of the e-commerce, just specifically around this year, the infrastructure not really supporting the amount of packages that were getting shipped. And then also just having them have that free shipping promotion that was hopefully driving more customer acquisition. Secondarily, they had a new liquid creamer launch, and liquid creamers as a whole and just the category of beverages really is a lower margin business. They also had some short shelf life issues and associated distribution efficiency issues. The latter is expected to really kind of clear up midway through 2021. Really, the issues here lie that the company is not willing to compromise their product. They're not willing to use kind of binders and emulsifiers and a lot of other things that could help the product have better shelf life and have less waste on the production lines. These are the tough decisions that a company has to make that are focused on the brand first and really on the values of the product and keeping them as pure as possible. But Laird Superfood is talking about kind of the 3 M's that provide the kind of operating model and kind of aligns them with everything that they do on the operational side. They want to manufacture more themselves, make it more efficiently, and move it faster and smarter. So to get that done, manufacturing more themselves, they have changed over 2 more products for their own manufacturing, taking that away from contract manufacturers. Making it more efficiently, this is really coming down to just like continuous improvements, always looking to gain any efficiencies possible in the operating model, looking at lean practices, automation, and then moving it faster and smarter. They did break ground and will be finished on their own distribution center in 2021. Now, if you are doing the math in your head throughout this video, you might be thinking to yourself, is Laird Superfood, how are they making money? They aren't making money at this point. They still are at a loss. In fact, they lost almost $13 million in the last 12 months, and that was up from the year before at around $8 million. But that being said, Laird Superfood does still have net cash at about $56 million in 2020 because of the fundraising that happened with the IPO. Did want to talk a little bit about the product development pipeline. In 2020, Laird Superfood added 56 SKUs in total. They are focused on creating products that conform to their uncompromising brand ethos of great taste, high quality ingredients, nutritional density, and functionality. Additional criteria for new product development includes the potential for broad commercial acceptance, size of the market opportunity, manufacturing process, availability and cost of raw materials, shelf life, and expected usage patterns by potential customers. Just want to end on some final thoughts. Laird Superfood is providing products within this kind of perfect trifecta of the CPG industry. That is functional, plant-based, and better for you. But even though those total addressable markets will continue to grow and those larger markets are kind of primed to be disrupted by challenger brands like Laird Superfood, great products alone in the CPG industry today is not going to be the answer. You're going to have to think about how do you differentiate your business above and beyond just those great products. The great products are just the entry fee to get in and compete into the market. For me, the real differentiation point currently is still the lifestyle of Laird Hamilton. This is something that appeals to anyone that is trying to fight back Father Time and try to get a taste of really what this aging super athlete has found that is working for him. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to help support me, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button on this video. If this is the first time you've been introduced to my videos, would love for you guys to be a part of my community by subscribing to my channel. I upload several videos just like this weekly. And if you guys want to connect further outside of this platform, I do include all of my social media links down below. I just want to thank you guys again for your time. Hopefully I gave you some value in return, and we'll see you guys on the next video.